All right, Anne, if you wouldn't mind, just give us a little background on yourself and on your studio.
Sure. Well, my name's Ann Bishop, and my studio is located in Petaluma, California. And I opened it in 2002 when I used to have to explain to people what Pilates was and tell them how to spell it. And yes, and clearly it's about 18 years later, and we're going strong. But I've got a staff of 5 and myself, and yeah, it's been a good run so far.
Awesome, awesome. What were you doing to generate leads in your business up until now?
Sure. So in the past, when I very first opened, I literally bought some sandwich board signs, and I would put those up. My studio is in a downtown location, and so there's a lot of walkability, but my studio is also not in a storefront. It's upstairs tucked inside a building. So the outdoor signage was very helpful.
Uh-huh.
And then, times change. So then the internet kind of started to happen. And eventually I built a website in 2004, I think was when I had my first, or maybe 6. And then I had an email list that I was active in for a while. That email has, changed a lot over time. And I had a lot of word of mouth as I was the first studio in my town. But I'm in a town of about 60,000, and there's probably at least 7 to 8 Pilates studios, including some very large chains. So there's definitely a lot of competition. And most recently, I've started a text messaging campaign, which has been incredibly effective.
Awesome, awesome. What's your experience been like with that new campaign?
Yeah, so to be totally honest, I was pretty nervous about it. I felt like a text might bother people. I really had to kind of like overcome a mindset shift about that. Because I've been in business so long, I have a very robust list. And some of my students, I didn't even know when they signed up, but I was able to pull some reports. And I literally the first time we did the campaign, I almost told them to stop it because there were so many people coming in. I wasn't quite sure how to work with that. But we've done it 3 times now, and it's been probably the most successful thing I've done so far.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What would you say to people if what would you say to another studio if they were wanting to do this sort of marketing?
Yeah, I mean, I would say to another studio, if you're ready to try text marketing, and even if you're not ready to try, because I wasn't totally ready. I had a lot of nervousness about it. But it again, I literally, one of my students came to me and she goes, gosh, I'd been to your website, but it was kind of confusing and I never would have signed up. And then now she's working with our studio for private sessions for an entire year. And this was someone who was interested, but I didn't make it easy enough for her to join us and start. And some people, just love texting. It's so much simpler for them. And, email, I think, is still powerful, but not the same as it used to be.
Right, right. Would you say that you would continue doing it? Would you continue with more campaigns?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm scheduled out through August of 2020. So we're just taking batches of students and we're reaching out to them. And I tweak it depending on the population of my students.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you, Anne. I really appreciate you sitting down today and sharing that with you. We can't wait to do more campaigns with you and bring more students into the door.
Me too.
Thanks, Anne.